Hey, you know what you're doing?
Yeah. I'm a damn professional. What's going on, guys? Codeman here. Welcome back to another episode of Codeman TV. It's getting really close to season here in West Virginia, and we've got a lot of work to do to get ready. We got to get these deer ready to go and get them more fired up in this area. Pure Whitetail's been working really well. We've got exterior scrapes right now with all buck urine in it, but I've noticed on my cameras lately that a lot more does are starting to check out the scrapes, and also bucks are starting to slowly separate from their bachelor group already, and it's only the middle of August. What we're going to do today, this field right here behind me is really tall still, so I'm going to knock some of that down. We're going to get some minerals put out so I can get the deer moving through this area more constantly. There's a brush pile right here that I'm probably going to set up a blind in before the end of the year. I'm not sure yet, but I have 2 trees picked out that I want to hang stands in, because this area behind me, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit, is pounded and pounded with deer tracks, all kinds of deer sign. The trails are just mud, and I think that's going to be a great spot for us to be this year. Tomorrow we're going to come right back to this spot. I'm bringing my buddy Zach Sloniker with me. He's probably going to be my main camera guy this year whenever he can get out with me. Otherwise I'll be filming myself, so I hope you guys stay tuned with us. We got 5 acres to hunt here in West Virginia, and he's got a ton of land downstate where hopefully we're going to get on some bears later in the season. We're going to try and get on some whitetails here. We've also got Ohio property I'll be hunting, and I'll be self-filming in Ohio, but I know there's giants over there, and before we know it, season will be here and there's going to be bucks getting laid down. Alright, so here's what I wanted to show you. Right here where I'm standing, where the camera's at, and back from where we started, I cleared out a little trail here. But I don't know if you can see this or not, I'll bring it over closer. This is all beat down through here. You see how tall it is compared to me. I'm 6 foot tall, and it is all beat down through here. The deer are moving through here constantly. So I can get you a good view here. She's a pretty nice sized doe. If she's by herself, I would consider taking her, because here in West Virginia you have to earn your second buck. You're allowed 3 bucks and 5 does, but in order to kill your second buck, you have to take a doe first. So whether you shoot a buck, then a doe, then another buck, or you just shoot your doe opening day to get it out of the way, that way you can be on the buck hunt the rest of the year. Here's the set of twins. These are the first pictures I have of them, which is cool. That means they're starting to move to this side of the field. Now, we do have one small spike. He came through the area. I have a picture of him sniffing the pure whitetail scrape first, but it looks like he's on a doe already. All I can see of the other deer is her leg, or his leg, I don't know. Alright, so I have 7 minutes before my battery dies. Absolutely awesome. Didn't realize that before I left. So just real quick here, I want to give you a quick rundown. We're going to do a couple more mock scrapes. I'm going to move them interior, not far. I'm going to move them about 10-20 yards in off that field edge. And I'm going to start using doe urine and buck urine mixed together, because these does are starting to get a little heated up. Not very much at all, but you can tell that they're all changing patterns. They're switching into their fall patterns, and the bucks are going to start switching out of their bachelor groups and looking for those does. But I'll show you this trail real quick, and we're going to skedaddle, because I definitely don't want to spook them out of this area because they're using it heavy.
Does this mean you're gonna add me in this?
Well, yeah, you're gonna be in this.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to be in this.
I don't really care.
Oh, he doesn't really care. How we look? We look alright.
I think we look pretty good. What do you think?
We do look pretty good. I mean, do I look fat? I'm just kidding. Alright, so we're back for day 2. This is my buddy Zach. I told you he was coming with me, and look, there he is. All the way from Fairmont.
I'm here.
Crazy. But we just had a rainstorm come in, so we're going to go out while we have a break in the rain. We're going to get mocks laid. As long as the rain holds off.
We should be fine.
It's windy, but I think the rain will hold off.
I agree.
We'll spray down and head for the woods. Alright, so where I'm standing is where I've got most of my pictures on my cuddy back. There's a mock right behind me. I just refreshed that, but the exteriors are starting to slack off a little bit. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to transition to the interior scrapes and start incorporating the doe pea. They're going to start functioning differently. They're going to switch to fall patterns, and everything's going to start changing. The summer patterns are gone. Forget about them. The bucks are moving in. Does are moving in. Everything's moving in, and the heat is rising with the does. So let's get into the interior. I'll lay some more scrapes. We'll talk about them, and hopefully you guys get out, use your pure whitetail, and do the same thing I'm about to do. Alright guys, so we finally made it to the spot where I'm going to do my first transition scrape. I've had my eyes on this spot since last year, but whenever we came over yesterday I showed you the trail that's coming right through here, and it actually moves right past the spot where I'm about to do this scrape. I have a nice branch here that's going to be my perfect low hanging branch, where I'll put my flex wick, and right below will be my scrape. This area will be covered in spellbound, and I'll show you each different thing I'm going to use. And we'll talk a little bit about the transition. First thing I'm going to do is, just like my summertime scrapes, I'm going to clear this out and make it look like there was a deer. Nice stick. Alright, so there we have the nice cleared out area where I'm going to put all my urine in. Right here, I've got some little saplings that I broke off. It actually looks like there's a buck rubbing on them and broke them off. That's why I did it that way. My camera's going to be right over there. I'll show you that in a minute. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hang my flex wick up in this tree here. Alright, so I got my flex wick out. I'm going to hang it up here in this branch. And then I'm going to dip it in the Bruiser pea. Now right here, I got my pure whitetail premium buck. This is from Bruiser. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take my flex wick and just stick it down into this bottle, all the way up to that ball. Then I'm going to flip it over. Flip it back down. Now when I pull that flex wick out, I've got a perfectly soaked flex wick, and it's going to drip right down into my scrape right where I want it. Now I'm going to finish this bottle of Bruiser off in this right here. Oh, those worms don't like it. Now that's an empty bottle of Bruiser and halfway done scrape. Now the next thing I'm going to add, and this is where the transitioning phase comes in, because in my summer mock scrape video that I showed you, we did all premium buck in every single scrape, no does, nothing. But the patterns are changing. The bucks are starting to follow the does a little bit more. Bachelor groups are slowly starting to separate. So you got to get ahead of the game and start transitioning. That's why we're on the interior now and not out there. So I'm going to put a little bit of this ladies' night out in this scrape, just kind of like this here. That way it seems like the does are checking this out too, and that's going to get more mature bucks flowing through here. Gunshots. Now the next thing I'm going to put in is the premium buck power shot. That way I don't have to come out here in a couple days to refresh this. I can wait a week and a half before I come back out here and do. Now the last thing I'm going to do, this is a necessity in every scrape, and this is a necessity anytime you're in the woods. Bring the spellbound with you. This is a sweet smelling artificial dust that drives deer absolutely nuts. You can put spellbound in your scrape, in the trees, all around it. You can carry it into your tree stand with you and spray it around to cover your scent. However you want to use it, because this stuff is magic. But that right there is your finished transition scrape. Like, all you're doing is introducing doe urine to the scrapes instead of just using all premium buck. So get that transition going. I'm only 20 yards from that field edge. We're not moving in far. They aren't in heavy heat yet. This isn't rut, this is pre-rut. All you're doing is introducing those to the scrapes, showing that that time's coming, the transition's coming. Now a lot of you might be seeing different activity where your bucks are still fully in bachelors groups and does have no interest in this, and that's fine. Just start your transition a little bit later. But I know in my area, everything's changing. Bucks are changing, does are changing, and they're going to be hard-horned within a week or two. So that's when you know you got to start transitioning like this. And that's what I hope you guys are going to get out and do and get ready for your deer season. I'm going to make one more scrape right down here just to kind of show a little pattern going. I've actually got two more right down there. We just hung another camera on. So we'll see where they're moving and when they're moving. But I'll show you how to hang your camera to view these two scrapes. And then we're going to get out of the woods and let the deer do their thing. Alright, so I got both of my scrapes done. And the last step for this is hanging your camera so you can see what's hitting your scrape. So I got this nice old fence post here from an old farmer. I'm going to use that for my camera. I'm actually going to point it right at you. Now for hanging this camera, I am going to hang it higher than usual because I'm viewing a bigger area and I have to view two scrapes. So I'm hanging it, it's at about 4.5 feet right now. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to hang it right here, about 4.5 feet, closer to 5. And I'm going to wrap my strap around the way it's not flying through the air or nothing. Doesn't draw any attention. So I have it hung and pointed in the direction I want it in. The last thing I'm going to do is probably the most important thing. I'm going to make sure there's card in it. And then I'm going to turn it on. So that camera is now turned on, ready to go. See what's going to hit our first transition scrapes. So me and Zach are going to pack it out of here. The deer do their thing. We'll come back in here about a week and a half, and we'll see what the camera's got, if the deer are moving through here when I think they are, and if we're going to use this tree over here or that tree over there. That's it. You're started your transition phase and you're ready for the deer. Thanks for watching Codeman TV. We'll be back in a few weeks to do a pre-rut phase. I'll take you through that whole step, and whenever White Lightning, Bristled Up, and Redemption all released from Pure Whitetail, we'll start using those. And we're going to really start getting it heated up with the pre-rut and the rut for these deer. Season opens the 29th, so I hope you're ready to be with us. Whoa, whoa. Where are you going, Junior? I don't want to smell. Even though the camera smelled like WD-40, huh?
Yeah, it's alright.
Should be alright. We're going to get mocks laid and we're going to get cameras moved. And we're going to get ready for this evening sit that's about to happen. But the patterns are changing. The does are starting to follow. But the patterns are changing. Don't laugh at me. But the deer's patterns are changing. All you're doing is introducing doe, urine, turret. I love mine. So thanks for watching Codeman TV. We'll be coming at you. I don't like that.
This is what I deal with. I think this spot's going to be a bust now. Thanks to Cody.